Hey, good morning. My name's Andrew. We're just going to go ahead and jump into this. Today what we want to talk about is Windows command prompt and Linux terminal. So command prompt. Command prompt is a native Windows program that's used to as a command line interpreter for the Windows operating system. So pretty much you have Windows just without all the pretty little GUI interfaces. GUI, for those of you guys that don't know, is a graphical user interface, GUI. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pop open command prompt in Windows. I guess the beginner way to do it, hit your start button right here, all programs, and this is Windows 7, so it's a little different in 10. Programs, and then accessories, and then you have your Windows command prompt right here. So that's one way to open it. You can always hit your Windows key and just simply type CMD. That'll open it. Windows R and then type cmd.exe. That'll open it. And then you can always create a shortcut. So I just type in CMD right here, bring it up in my list, right click, send to desktop to create a shortcut. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you here is a real quick ipconfig command. So you just double click on your command prompt shortcut here and type ipconfig. And then this is going to bring up your address information that was handed out to you by the DHCP server. Here you have your different adapters. 99% of the time you want to find the one that has the IP address of your default router, which in this case is 1111. In this local PC's local address is 111133. Don't worry too much about the subnet mask. Anyway, this can be scripted if you go here, or actually this can be done in just regular Notepad. Well, for simplicity's purposes, just to show you can do it, let's go ahead and script this out in Notepad. So you'll just type the command as you would if you were in actual command prompt. And then we're just going to leave this a basic ipconfig. We're going to save as ipconfig.bat. That .bat extension changes it from a text file, which Notepad by default saves to. It changes it from a text file to a batch file, which is a batch of it's a scripting extension, and it's just pretty much, think of it as a batch of commands that you want to run at one time using one script. But for this case, we only have one command in here. Alright, so we're going to save it to our desktop as ipconfig.bat. Alright, and then we have our script show up right here. So first thing we want to notice is if I just double click this, you see how it runs through and it just loops ipconfig over and over and over. We don't want that. The way you fix that is, if you're running a batch script and you run into that issue, right click, and this is going to be true for 99% of the scripts that you run. You're going to always want to run as administrator. So right click, run as administrator, and then it'll ask you for admin privileges. Now, I don't know if you saw that or not, but it came up real fast. It flashed and then went away. So run as administrator. We're going to watch over here in this corner one more time. Yes. Okay, so you saw that quick flash and it went away. What the problem is it's just running through this ipconfig, and then the next step is to exit the process after that command is executed. So we're going to do ipconfig, and then we're just going to add a little pause line in here. And you'll see what the difference is with this code is it pauses and it adds this. And if you look at the syntax of the actual what it did. Here's our IP config, which correlates right here with our line on our notepad. And then if you come down here, at the next entry you see pause, which was the second line in our batch script here, and it says press any key to continue. So now it brought up our IP config information and press any key to continue, and that's so you can have a moment to go over the information, do whatever. Then when you're done, just hit whatever key, and that's our script with 2 lines right there. Alright, the next thing we're going to go over is Ubuntu terminal. Actually, it doesn't just apply to Ubuntu, it's any version of Linux is going to have a terminal program. Alright, so what we're going to do here is either you can go to show applications, and you can fumble through here and find terminal. Another quick way to do it, which is exactly how you do it in Windows, instead of searching for CMD, you hit your Windows key and you type terminal. Alright, so that's 2 ways to open it. Either you can navigate to it or you can just search. So I just showed you the IP config command on Windows. Let me show you the equivalent command here on Linux, and the command is ifconfig, and then it brings up our adapters here. Now you can see the format is a little different, but the information that lies in is still the same. You have this, you have your net mask, your broadcast ID, so on and so forth. Now with both of these command line programs, you can run a variety of different commands. We'll just go over some basic commands real quick that are good to know for diagnostics and troubleshooting. Your first command is going to be ping, and we're just going to ping. For those of you that don't know, that is Google's one of Google's DNS servers. Okay, so if I just do ping 88888, it's going to ping it's going to send 4 packets and receive 4 packets back if the ping trace is complete. Now if I want it to continuously check, I do a -T, and that'll override that 4 packet minimum, or 4 packet maximum, or limit, I guess you could say, and that'll just go on continuously. So for instance, if I lose network connection to this computer, I would be able to see the reply timeout. It's also a good quick measure to look at distances to servers. If you have the actual server IP address, you can just ping it like this and watch your time in milliseconds. What this is the time that it takes round trip to get from this computer to the server and back. So this is happening in 34 milliseconds. It's not extravagant speed, it's not the worst. I've seen this in over 3,000 milliseconds, which is 3 regular seconds. So it's taking 3 seconds for a packet to go from this computer to the server and back. That obviously shows there's a network issue somewhere in the pipe. To quit any command that you have continuously running, you just hit Control-C, and it finishes out that command. And then there's always a way to just close out the command prompt or terminal session that you're in. I just go here to my text entry, and I'll just hit exit, and that closes it out. And then on Linux, if I had a terminal session open, I believe it is exit also. Yes. So you just type exit into any one of your terminal windows that you're working in, or command prompt windows you're working in, and it will terminate that session. If you guys have any questions, or there's anything specific that you want to know about, just let me know. These are very beginner videos, and I look forward to seeing any content that you guys may be curious about, that possibly we could learn together. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I hope everybody has a great day. Look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks.